ASU. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, so you know what that means. It's time for the morning app. I'm Howie C here with Josh Dovey, and for the first time, we have Katie, our music director.
Oh,
she's
where'd you go,
filling in.
Kristen?
Yeah, Kristen is actually out with the flu, so Katie is here, and she's going to step up. How are you doing today, Katie?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Glad to have you on the show for the first time. We've been talking about it for a while, but
What made you want to be on the morning app?
What made me want to be on the morning
I want to know. I want the viewers to know just why do you want to be a part of our special group?
Well, I'm not too good at talking like impromptu on the air, I feel like, and that's something that I definitely wanted to get better at, and so I thought this would be like a really good opportunity for that. So.
Oh, yeah, we do this a lot, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff where we have to try to drag segments. Like, okay, just make something up, make it happen. So it happens.
It's not that you like us; you just want to get better at your craft.
Yeah, of course not. Why
Oh,
not?
Awesome.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, she's such an awesome human being. Name one person who doesn't like Katie. You know,
You can't do it.
Just so great, so lovely.
Well, honestly, after this argument, we all may hate Katie because she specifically put an argument on here to get me heated because we argued about this earlier in the week, and it ruined my day after I got just roasted by everybody. But Katie, tell me what you're going to talk about today with us.
Well, over the past few days, we've been arguing about in the station over whether or not NASCAR is a sport, which is something I didn't realize was such a controversial topic.
Such a passionate topic.
Yeah, apparently it got real heated. But yeah, people seem to have very different ideas about whether or not NASCAR is a sport. And so I thought it'd be good if we talked about that. So if you want to open us up, Josh, since you have such strong feelings.
No. I just want to say that NASCAR isn't a sport. So let's go ahead and rebuttal. Like, I really just, it's not a sport. And I have a lot of research to back up my argument first, but I'm telling you right now, NASCAR is not a sport. Chess is not a sport.
Okay.
Chess is not a sport. Video gaming, not a sport.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, cool. Poker, not a sport.
Wait, I was going to
Darts,
say, you
not
took
a sport.
philosophy of sports, didn't you? Like, isn't there a class like that?
Class.
So you got to set up some
Kenneth
kind of
Muir,
like,
shout out to him.
what are your
Here.
defending points for
What's my defending point?
Yeah,
I mean,
for your
okay.
argument.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
You ready? I did some extra research last night because I knew it was going to be. I had
goodness.
3 against 1
I
on me.
researched nothing.
Webster's dictionary defines sport as sport is an athletic activity that is governed by a set of rules or customs and often engaged in competitively.
It's often
Engaged competitively. Sports are commonly referred to as activities where the physical capabilities of the competitor are the sole or primary determiner of the outcome. Let me tell you, in NASCAR,
Oh, God.
the human being is not the sole primary determiner in whether or not they win or not. It's the car. The car in this situation is the human being. The car is the athletic person. When the car crashes and the driver is still okay, what does the driver have to do? He has to go and get a new car because the car is the sole reason why they are winning, why they win or lose.
Do you know what is a physical component?
Okay.
The human mind.
Physical
human mind, the
capability that
brain.
you are. I'm not
And
going
you
to.
could damage it if you're in a car accident.
I'm not going to say
True.
that
Yeah.
it's not stressful on the mind and that you don't get sweaty or like
And you get
hot.
like mad adrenaline
Yeah,
going super
I'm not going to say
fast.
that, but it's nothing compared to what actual athletes do. You're just
Okay.
sitting there. Also, let's look at the physical build of a driver. I mean, you have a Tony Stewart who's just fat. I mean, put any other driver in any other sport, they can't do what other athletes actually do because all they have to do is sit there. They don't have the build of an athlete. They don't need to have the build of an athlete because they just sit there. I'm not saying it's not stressful.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it is not an athletic activity because driving a car at a high speed is not an athletic activity.
So that's his claim is like, it needs to have some physical, exertion or like
Right.
physical risk.
I'm not saying
even.
it's not stressful, but you're not
But-
exerting anything.
But I think something that I would argue is that
Well, you're
it's
wrong.
changing. Everything is changing now. Like the idea of a sport, it's not like Greco-Roman times where it's all about like throwing a disc and
Throwing spears and stuff.
in
right?
wrestling. We've gotten to a point where we have technology and we have all this new stuff. So
Yeah.
I think of sport as like a competition of skill.
Yeah.
So like two archers, they're not really risking anything or like they aren't really giving away too much physical exertion. Is that the right word?
Exertion, yeah.
but they are like technically challenging their ability to be precise, and they are using technique.
yeah,
you know,
they're being competitive,
So-
but they're not maybe. And archery would be a hard one to argue. I'm not arguing archery because I don't know enough about it. I'm
Yeah, me
arguing
neither.
NASCAR. Because
NASCAR.
you need to have physical capabilities. You are the sole determiner of that. And in NASCAR, the car does that. Yeah, I know you Googled the actual like definition of sport, but I went to Webster himself, the Webster dictionary, and found the definition of sport.
Okay.
And it beats your definition
All
of
right,
sport.
all right, Josh. Look. Here's my rebuttal for NASCAR. Okay, you say that NASCAR doesn't take any physical, like, just doing anything really too physical inside of a car.
I know you're
But look, you have to drive the car first of all.
Okay.
The cars, not yet. They're going to happen eventually. We're going to have self-driving cars racing around. Then probably they'll be out. Then it won't be a sport anymore.
Well, but I feel like it wouldn't be as entertaining if it was self-driving cars because it'd be like, oh, it's just computer generated. Like, it's
Yeah.
not the same, like, oh my gosh, that's real people, like, putting themselves, like, at risk and, like, making those tough decisions, like, in cars. Like, I just don't think it'd be as entertaining.
That's
as
true.
self-driving
And I'm not
cars.
arguing it's not.
That's true.
I'm not arguing that it's entertaining or not, which it isn't. But I'm not arguing it's entertaining or not. I'm arguing that it's not a sport because the person is not the sole contributor behind it. He's sitting there. It's the car and the crew. I'd even argue the crew are potentially in the sport because they are creating the car, but the car itself is the athlete. The person is just the mind.
But look-
the person is the mind behind it. He's like racing it, but the car is the actual build up and makeup.
Okay, but look. The driver has to drive the car. Not
Okay.
everybody can get in a NASCAR
do you know? How do you
and
know?
drive. Do you think LeBron James can
Yes.
switch from
I bet
NBA
you-
He couldn't even fit in the
immediately?
car.
He can't even
Again,
fit in the car.
And
first
we're not
of all.
arguing. Obviously, you're telling me he can't fit in the car.
He can't fit in the
if
car.
If Tony Stewart can fit in the car, that big guy.
But it's LeBron's height.
Nothing
That's the
against
reason
Tony
why.
Stewart.
Those
I like
cars
Tony
are
Stewart.
low, man. They can't put 6'5" LeBron
Yeah.
James in there.
And I'm not saying that these non-sports that we're calling them, poker, darts, stuff like that, like don't take talent and practice, but anyone can do it at any point in time. Like you just got to practice it a little bit. All these
Anybody
other
can
sports,
play basketball.
not at that high of a level.
Hey, I'm just saying, if they practice their craft, starting young, they
You
can
see
get
it
good.
all
They
the
can
time.
become a world
Either
champ.
way, you're exerting more energy, and you're the sole contributor of the sport. When in basketball, in football, in hockey, in the real sports, in NASCAR, the car is your athlete. You can't beat me. My definition has it.
Look,
maybe
man,
there's just
no.
a spectrum of like how sporty the sport is.
I think it's just mainly based on your opinion, your definition of what a sport is.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's all
hard for them to
opinion based. In my opinion, it's competition, skill. In a competitive setting, doing all that stuff. That's what I think.
I'll break it down even more. I mean, I'll keep repeating it. Sports are commonly referred to as activities where the physical capabilities of the competitor are the sole or primary determiner of the outcome. Now, it takes strength to handle a car, but I'm telling you, the driver's physical capabilities have no direct bearing on the outcome.
Although,
Is that not true?
well, I'm just saying a lot of NASCAR drivers have personal trainers to get them built up so that they can sit in the car for that long because people aren't
So we
used
have
to
a lazy coach. Like a coach that teaches you how to be lazy and sit on in the
No,
seat.
no.
You lose weight every time you get in the car because you're going that fast. You sweat so much, you literally lose weight.
So you're telling, so basically it's a giant shake weight, or like just one of the, remember the
Shake
giant
weight.
commercials with the belt where you put it
Yes.
around you and it's like, oh, it's literally shaking away the fat. You're telling me that's what a NASCAR car is right now.
That's not what I was saying.
Yes.
You're taking that definition to a whole other level.
Literally, I could be sitting here with the belt and it'd be shaking away my fat. And then if you're sitting in a NASCAR car going at that high speed, it's shaking away your fat.
I think
So
we
it's
need
a
to get you in like a simulator one day, like a car
I can do
simulator.
it.
and
I've
have
been
you-
told I'd
have
be
you
an
go.
excellent NASCAR driver.
I don't know.
Anyone can people, you don't know them.
All right, we got the next Dale Earnhardt guys right here.
I'm just telling you, it takes skill, I know, but the person is not the sole reason why. And I'm sure everyone here in the South is like, oh, you're wrong. But no, I mean, you're sitting in a car for 4 hours, turning left in a car that is designed to turn left. You're not like.
So the thing is that when you're going that fast, like the drivers in the car are actually experiencing G-force, like pilots do when they're like flying as fast as they are. And so
Yeah.
that's the
So wait.
reason why they have to be so fit, is be able to handle otherwise you like pass out.
Okay, so
So that's a pretty hard thing to
I'm not saying it's not
withstand.
hard, but you're not exerting any physical capabilities. You're, if not anything, taking in. So we're based on that. You're telling me that pilots are athletes.
I think they could be.
Yeah,
No,
but pilots
stop.
aren't like racing against other
Yeah,
pilots.
They
there's no
but-
competition.
Yeah,
when-
if they
I mean,
were, then yeah,
it
you
could
could
be a
make that.
thing.
If they were, I still wouldn't say they're athletes or they're, whatever we're arguing. I don't.
He doesn't even know we're arguing
Yeah,
It's not even a
they
sport.
almost
I'm
experienced 2 Gs at top speed. So
2 Gs. See, Josh, look, I'm telling you right now, NASCAR is a sport. I'm gonna need you to accept it, okay? Just accept it. Accept it.
My definition wins, and you know it. You guys have no rebuttal.
By the end of the
win.
semester, that's my goal, is to get you to say NASCAR is a sport.
You won't win because my rebuttal is the best. And I know that for sure.
No.
Today, you all have learned. But on the other side of the break, Dovey will have his Today I Learned here on the morning app.
What time is it? I need to get up. I need to go for sure.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning? You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app. Hey, Howie.
Oh, hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, the A Game is the only place where you can see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of the A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
90.5 WASU. Welcome back to the morning app. It's 8:15 on this kind of dreary Friday morning, but honestly, I'm just so glad we finally made it to Friday because I feel like it's been an eternal week.
Thank you. Thank you for not
Amen.
saying lovely.
That's literally what I was thinking right there.
I mean, but looking outside, you can't say it's like a lovely. I mean, it's like a good day to be alive. You know, like glad I woke up this morning, but like, the weather's not the best. Like, I'm not a rainy day
It could
kind of
be
person.
like storming, lightning, like hitting every single person on the sidewalk. Chris would be like, "Welcome back to a lovely Friday." Like, Kristen, not like optimism.
She's probably listening like, I feel so attacked right now.
No, we miss her,
But
but
what is lovely though, spring break. We have technically only last week to suffer through,
Yes.
and then we got like 9 days, including the weekends
Yeah.
after that for spring break.
Next Saturday, I am out. Peace
Yep.
out, peeps. Bahama time.
I'm so excited because I didn't think about it enough, and so it kind of came up real fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a nice feeling. Anyways, you know what else is a nice feeling?
What's that?
Learning things.
like we did last segment.
So, yeah. So okay, for those of you who don't know, I love to go to Reddit, and one of my favorite subreddits is Today I Learned.
Yes.
Which is pretty much a place where people just post cool, interesting facts that they learned that day. So I pick out some of my favorite ones, and I share them with you guys every single Friday. So without further ado, I'll hit you up with the first one.
Yes.
This is really weird. Today I learned that a chimpanzee became the 22nd most successful money manager on Wall Street.
What?
After choosing stocks by throwing darts at a board of 133 tech companies.
What? Huh. So what you're also saying is that it looks like a chimpanzee can play the game of darts, so it
It's an
must not be a sport.
Oh my.
Stop.
Well, it's certainly random.
But he's still
like-
able to throw them.
he's
That's
not
our
con-
sport.
Well,
Not a sport. We just saw a chimpanzee. Okay.
Hey, he's
love
exerting that physical strength. He's a soul, like,
Yeah.
competitor there.
Mental game right there too.
Just proves anyone can do it. Okay,
You guys
Toby,
like-
please go on.
do you like Ben and Jerry's?
Love Ben and Jerry's.
Love it.
So today I learned that Ben from Ben and Jerry's ice cream has no sense of smell, and he gets his food enjoyment from the texture. And
don't
this
we
is
all?
why the brand puts chunky ingredients in their ice cream.
Interesting. Well, even though I don't eat ice cream that much, I have had like a scoop of Ben and Jerry's before.
It's quality.
And it's very good.
How are you still here?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You know, lactose, if you guys don't know, I'm actually lactose intolerant. So everybody picks on me for my cheese and my ice cream.
No, we
Can't
just feel
have,
bad.
you know, but Ben and Jerry's is good. Their texture for their ice cream is really good. So that makes sense. And also Ben and Jerry's, I heard they're coming to Boone in the fall, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, I heard that as
Really?
well.
Yeah.
We're getting a Ben and Jerry's on King Street, I believe.
yeah, so we're getting on King Street, even though I'll be gone by then, but y'all will still be here. So
gonna happen this
We
You
have
can
to
still
come
come
back.
visit us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Oh, of course,
and
yeah.
Hang out with us.
Oh, I'll be back 100%, but you get to enjoy the Ben and Jerry's while I'm gone. So
Yeah, I'm excited that happens, man. Okay, I don't know if you can confirm this, Josh. I don't know if you know this, but today I learned that an NBA player named Horace Grant kept
Okay.
wearing goggles even after getting LASIK eye surgery just to make kids with glasses feel better about their eyewear.
oh,
They're pretty cool. I always like it when the NBA athletes like wear the mask or like the goggles because they look so much cooler.
yeah, like when Kyrie had his mask on for a little
and
bit.
They just seem to play so much better. I don't know why. Like, and then when they do play bad, they're like, "Oh, it's the mask." I'm like, "No, this is cool."
Yeah, I think it's just because it's like an extra competitive factor to add into it. Because sometimes, like Kyrie and LeBron, they probably get bored because they're out there just scoring all the time, and then they have this little mask. It's kind of like a challenge, so they want to see if they can ball out still with the mask on. So I can see why they do
I
that.
know when I play sports, I like to look as ridiculous or as cool as I can because if you look cool, you feel cool, you are cool.
You'll ball hard.
Exactly. Remember that, kids.
I got one more. Uno más. Today I learned that there's a restaurant in New York that doesn't employ chefs. They employ grandmas. And every day, a different grandma from around the world designs her own menu.
Really? Okay.
It's fantastic.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
Where is it at?
In New York. I don't know what. I can actually look this up real quick. Staten Island,
So
specifically.
Think about that. Literally, you were just a grandma on the street, you know, just chilling, doing your thing. They're like, hey, so do you want to come to the restaurant and like just make your own menu for the day and see how it goes? And yeah, that sounds like something fun to do. You know, you're just really bored and say, I'm just gonna go make
But
my own menu.
It's from around the world, which is the coolest thing. It's not
Oh,
just
okay.
like it's not just like every normal American grandma, right?
Oh.
It's like they'll have grandmas from like Japan. It says here, the Philippines, Russia. You know, like it's different every time.
How do they find them though? Is it like a? I hope they're not like kidnapping grandmas from across the world. They're like.
Well, New
randomly
York
just
is
grabbing 'em.
pretty diverse. New York's like kind of
Okay.
the immigrants' homeland. You know, it's like every time you go there, it's just full of different people and
Okay.
diversity and.
But are they still kidnapping people in New York? I mean, are there applications like, hi, if
I
you're a
bet
grandma?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they just get paid a lot, you know. But it's really cool. They just design the whole menu every single day, so every day you can expect something different there.
Okay. What if you're a kid and you walk in and you be like, I'm hungry? Do they like instantly like rush out there and they feed you like all grandmas do, and they don't even charge you? Like, Grandma, I don't have any money. Will you just feed me? Yeah. I mean, that happens
Yeah, if
all
you
the
eat
time
just
with
a little bit, the chef comes out and they're like, no, you need to eat more. You know, like,
gotta finish the
they'll
plate,
push you
man.
out.
Yeah, eat some more. Wow, that's something interesting that I learned today. But one thing that you might not know that you might learn today is the world's most innovative companies. So a couple of days ago, Fast Company revealed their 2018 list of the world's most innovative companies. I want you guys to take your guess at number one. Josh, what do you
SpaceX.
think? What do you think?
Oh, sorry, I
No,
jumped
go
in
first.
right into
Oh,
it. I want
SpaceX?
to say SpaceX.
Okay,
as
go
of
be
today.
innovative company?
Yes.
I couldn't tell you.
You're probably going to laugh when I tell you, but yeah, take a guess.
Apple. I don't know.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, I was also gonna say Apple, but
I mean, Google.
that, yeah,
IBM Watson's company.
Okay, maybe not. Did y'all look at this list? Okay, yeah, Apple was actually the number one.
Did we get it?
most
Still?
innovative company? Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like, really? Apple, out of all the companies that have been around this year, why? Because they don't really innovate that much. I mean,
Yeah, they
Apple
do.
would always innovate, but it's not anything substantial like
they
SpaceX or
polish.
anything like that. Yeah, they polish.
They polish and
Refine.
expand.
expand, yes.
They don't. Yeah.
But Apple is number one. Number two is Netflix, which makes sense because of their TV shows, and they know that they
That's
have to start
innovative?
moving to their own original programming, so they're really trying to innovate in that regard. Black Mirror, Orange New Black, stuff like that. So they have a lot of good shows there. Number three is Square, so like Square Cash and all that stuff.
I don't, but okay.
Really, it's like if you get like an iPad and you can hook up the thing to your phone and you can scan it and people can pay money for you or something like that. Yeah, you never seen it before?
No.
Like if you're on the side of the street and they're selling like, just like lemonade or something, instead of paying cash, you can use your card, but use a Square card. And so you can hook it up to your phone and you can pay it that way.
Dang, lemonade stands have like changed so much.
It's just an example.
Okay.
Number four is Tencent. If you don't know what Tencent is, they are really popular in China. They're basically the Google of China. And so they do a really good job with video games, emailing, stuff like that. So Tencent's been a really big popular. It's actually on the New York Stock Exchange too, so you can buy stocks in Tencent. So it's pretty cool. Number five is Amazon. Number six is Patagonia. Number seven is CVS.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, CVS, really? Number eight is the Washington Post. Number nine is Spotify. And number 10 is interesting, the NBA. Don't ask me why. They said that it's because of their technological advances in sports. But I was like, NBA, you could have think of the NFL, something else. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I mean, which one was like interesting to y'all? Which one kind of just spoke out to you out of that list?
Well, CBS
It beat the
and
Washington
NBA are
Post.
the weirdest ones.
CBS
I don't
beat
know
the
what
Washington Post.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think Amazon should definitely be up there. I mean, they're completely changing what it means to shop. They're actually inventing. They have stores now that they're building.
Amazon Go.
Amazon Go.
Yep.
It's where they basically, the second you walk into the store, it keeps track of you're entering the store, and then when you take an item off the shelf, it creates like an invisible cart, right?
Sylvie, you're late to the game. It already opened.
What in
Yeah.
Seattle?
We already talked about it. Yeah, it's already open in Seattle. We already went. We took a field trip.
The face of, oh, man.
Well, today I learned, man. it's yeah. So that's pretty cool. They have one of those, and also what else? Apple. Yeah, I mean Apple.
Yeah, Apple being
keeps,
number one.
They keep coming out with some cool new stuff. I mean, they make it expensive, but
Yeah, but this is like innovative though. That was my question. I don't think it's innovative.
Innovation,
Apple.
not so
Well, I don't
much.
think of any of that
Yeah.
stuff as innovative. I think of like groundbreaking, life-changing is innovative, but that's my dictionary
Yeah.
definition again.
Patagonia, number 6. Like, what do they innovate on?
My question, what is CVS doing? Do we need to go in there more? Like,
It's something with like getting your medicine, your prescriptions, all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the answer
I haven't
is.
been in there long enough, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but today we learned a lot, and we're going to learn some more right after the break. We're going to have real or fake news, and Katie's going to be taking over in that regard. It's Hard to Break. Kim Petra's on the Morning App.
Where the scissors at? Where's the tape? I don't know. You had it. No, I didn't. Guys, what are you doing? You said sports rap.
We're wrapping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Wrap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you wrapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady to play football. Maybe we can catch this.
I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports wrap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU after the morning app.
What time is it? I need to get up. I gotta go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning? You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app. Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
Welcome back to the Morning App. This is your all-time best college radio station on the planet.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean, I don't know.
Confusing.
Anyways, you just came out of the If I'm a Ghost by OCNS, some good local music. If you haven't heard it, highly recommend them. They're from Raleigh. They're killing it. Doing awesome. Speaking of what's awesome, it's not this weather. Do you want to tell us what's going on?
Oh, man. So the weather right now in Boone is currently 53, the high of 66, and it's going to get a low of 52. Maybe earlier in the morning we got that low, but maybe later in the night. The weather in Boone is just weird right now. It's going to be cloudy and maybe some rain in the afternoon, but we don't know exactly if that's going to happen yet. Weather in Boone is weird right now. And so it's going to be 60s next couple of days, and it's going to get to the 50s and the 40s next week whenever we go for spring break. So it's going to be weird during this time frame. I don't know what it is, Boone. The weather needs to get itself together. We need to get it together.
Well, if we can't get ourselves together, we shouldn't ask it to get itself together. Like, that's not fair.
But one thing we are going to get together is real or fake news. And Katie will be filling in for Kristen this week, giving us the headlines, seeing if we get them right or wrong. So, Katie, go ahead and take it away.
All right, so the first headline, Florida man wakes up to a 17-foot python in his bed.
Oh, my.
In his bed?
This is in Florida.
This is Florida, okay? See, like, they have alligators that just roam the streets. So, okay, 17-foot python.
17 foot.
You know, I'm going to say it's fake. I don't think it's real. I would see an alligator being in his bed, but I don't think a python would. I'm going to say fake.
I bet you it's real. I bet you there's somebody in the hotel that's like, he's like a magician maybe, and then like, you know, that the snake got out and just like made it into this dude's bed.
Playing some sick joke on him.
Yeah.
Where in the world did we get a magician from, Dovey?
I don't know.
You're like, oh, okay, Florida,
he's
python,
gotta be a
Chris
magician.
Angel.
magician.
It's yeah. I was like, wait, no, that's not Las Vegas, but I don't know. I don't know. Places in Florida, I'm sure they have plenty of magicians there.
I mean, I'm gonna go real as well because I bet you this would happen. This is literally my worst nightmare, and I'm sure it could come true. So
yeah,
I'm going real as well.
All right, you ready?
I am.
So Josh and Dovey, you are incorrect.
Oh! See, look, your boy knows. Okay, why would a 17-foot python?
Why
be in
wouldn't
this
it?
man's bed?
Why wouldn't
why
it?
wouldn't it? Right?
Look,
We
man.
got snakes on a plane, like snakes in a bed.
Snakes in a bed.
No, this was the headline. It was inspired though, because a few months ago there was a python hunter who caught like a 17-foot python, and he like set the state record. But
So it
he
can't
didn't find it
happen.
in his bed. He was a python hunter, so he was going out looking for him.
It
but-
could happen.
Yeah,
but it did
apparently my aunt, like when she was in Florida, woke up to like I don't know if it was a python or not. I can't remember, but it was like crawling up the wall or slithering up the wall.
not. No.
So it's
it
terrifying.
Can't happen.
Nope. No.
Also,
Just the day in the life.
how can you be a python hunter? Is the real question. How do you hunt python?
The python hunter.
Oh, the tracks.
What do you do for a
There's
living?
too many of them.
I'm a python hunter.
I love it.
It's like, we need you back,
Very
Mike.
hardcore.
I'm retired. I don't hunt pythons anymore.
Word up. Word up.
I'm out of those days.
All right. So the next one is models carry their own severed heads down the runway.
Their own severed heads down the runway. So wait, what is a severed? Is it like the fake mannequins?
A severed head?
Yeah.
What?
I feel like you've been beheaded and you're carrying your own like severed
I didn't
head.
see. That was my first thought, but like, no way. That's what it means.
Is it like a zombie show? Like a zombie modeling show? 'Cause
zombie modeling show? Okay, severed heads on the runway. That's
Their
that's
own?
fake.
well, like I guess
What?
fake because obviously
That's
they can't carry their own or they'd be dead.
Well, I'm gonna say it's real.
That's fake news without doubt. Imagine. What? Carrying somebody else's your own head down the runway? How is that possible?
Well, not your own head, like a
Ugh.
fake. It'd be like a fake identical head of theirs.
Okay, so then it's like a mannequin head.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I asked, and then you were like, oh,
Severed
no, that's not
head.
right.
Well, I mean, I thought you meant like what a
Like
severed
their
head
own
is.
head, like they chopped
Like,
it
no,
off. Like
Okay,
the
it's a
headless
carbon copy
horseman.
of their own
Then,
head.
okay, well, never mind. It changes my answer then. I'm
Oh.
going to say real news.
You're gonna say real?
Because my sister does cosmetology stuff. She has her own, and I don't think that it's far-fetched. I've seen that little head pop out randomly around my house, and I get terrified.
Yeah,
So-
what you could do though, what you could do is you could have the models wear like, if the backdrop is like all black or like a green screen, right? If it's just like completely dark, there's actually a style of like Japanese puppets where they have like everything behind them is black, and then the puppeteers are all dressed in black, and they hold like the puppets so they look like they're floating by themselves. So I could see like if they did that, the model wears like a black like head mask and then just holds like some kind of head, and it looks like they're holding their own head.
See,
I don't know why they would do that.
What?
It's so sophisticated right there, Dobie.
That makes sense.
All I'm picturing right now is all of them dressed as like the headless horseman carrying their own pumpkin
Yeah.
head like, down
Pumpkin.
the runway, like work it, girl, like with their pumpkin head.
That's
All right.
crazy.
I'm gonna say real
say
news.
it's real. I would.
Fine, I'll go fake. Because everyone else is going real, I'll go fake, even though I want it to be real.
Okay, Josh, you are incorrect.
I should have gone.
The theory was close. So it's they were carrying like it was just like fake heads. It wasn't like obviously but it was like I mean they look very realistic. Like it looks like their own heads like in the pictures and everything.
Interesting.
But it was for the Gucci Fall Winter show. And it was designer Alessandro Michele sent models down the catwalk toting decapitated mannequin heads designed to look just like the model's own. And the reason why they did that was to reflect the work of a designer, the act of cutting, slicing, reconstructing materials and fabrics to create a new personality and identity with them.
Okay.
So very hardcore.
Interesting.
Basically what we said.
Basically so.
Yeah. Very interesting. All right, so the next one. Smoke bomb intended to scare away skunks sets house on fire.
Smoke
bomb
intended to scare away skunks, set the house on fire. That's real. That's real. That's something that I would do. I'm like,
But how can a
That's a bad
smoke
idea.
bomb start a fire?
Well, I mean, like,
On a grenade?
Doesn't it like spark
yeah, sparks.
No.
flames, and all it needs is just like
No.
It could get
piece
close
of
to something
paper?
and just go.
I don't know. In any video game ever, I've never seen a smoke grenade
that means-
spark.
I'm gonna say it's fake.
You can get killed by a smoke grenade in video games.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if you're already hurt.
Yeah.
If you're
If you're already
bleeding out.
down, if you're
Okay.
waiting to be revived.
I'm gonna say that's real news right there.
I'm gonna say it's fake because it's like, were there just skunks in the house, and also how does this smoke? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
I don't
gonna say
know.
real.
I'm gonna say my gut is saying it's fake.
Josh.
I've gone over 2. I need to keep up with Howie, but don't. I'll go fake.
Okay.
Okay. So, Howie, you are correct.
Yes.
Look at you, Howie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is real. This man, there were some skunks in his crawl space, and so I guess he threw a smoke bomb down there. But it like the flames spread like up to the first floor of the house.
What flames?
And he
That's
waited. I don't know. Somehow something caught fire.
Long grenade? I don't know.
I don't know. But he waited 15 minutes to call 911 after the flames like started.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Interesting.
once you see the flames, you think they're like, oh, they'll just peter out. So you don't need to call, and then you're like,
But
oh, I
it
guess
had
they're
like
getting bigger.
significantly like caught fire before he like I don't know. But there was like a lot of he lost like most of his belongings.
But the
Interesting.
skunks are gone.
3 for 3 right now. Katie, hello to last. Let me just end it right now.
Okay, all right. So the last one, St. Louis morning radio presenter gives birth on air. I thought that'd be timely for.
No
Interesting.
way.
That is fake. That did not happen. There's no way. There's no way. That's fake.
Could you imagine that?
Like you're literally,
Let's just give
we're
birth
doing the
while
morning
we're like
show, right?
on the morning app. What's happening?
Whoa. My
Uh-oh.
motor broke. Oh no.
We're on the
push
clock
through.
here.
The job comes first.
Then we-
Doing
the
an
show goes on.
outro. That's fake.
Man, I want it to be real, so I'm gonna say it's real.
You want to be real?
I know it's
Ooh.
probably. I feel like I don't know.
I can't go over 4.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can,
It's totally
dude.
okay.
I'm going to go fake because I just think logistically they definitely would get her out there before it, like, came out.
I don't know, man. It's all about the grind. You know, gotta keep working
An in-house
in this
radio
culture.
interview.
All right, Katie.
I'm
All
going
right,
fake.
so it is real.
Josh, 0 for 4. You trusted
Did you
me.
say it was real?
No, I said it was fake. So I was 3 for 1. 3 for 1.
So I feel like the headline sounds like she was like just like randomly like went into labor during like the morning talk show.
My
but
God.
what actually happened was she was like 2 weeks before her due date, and so she was going to have a C-section, and so they like talked to the hospital about like broadcasting it live, I guess. And so that's what happened.
Oh, my goodness.
And she said that it was like giving birth on air was an extension of what I already do every day on a radio show, as I share all aspects of my life with the listeners. So.
Oh,
You're not dedicated until.
Are you sure we haven't playing Today I Learned? Because I feel like I learned a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of learning.
That's a lot
for
of stuff.
one day.
Do you have the score?
Yeah, man. So check this out. For the first time, Josh is in last place
Yes.
with
Yes.
11 points. Howie and we have 9 points. And keep in mind, lowest score is the leading score.
Yes. So we are in the lead. Josh is in last place. This is lovely. But coming up on the morning app, we're going to talk about love and relationships. It's Glory Days, Bruce Springsteen on WASU.
Hey, Howie.
Oh, hey, Kristen, how are you? So what's going on? What music you listen to right now?
Man, Howie, I don't know. I can't find any good music anymore.
Well, guess what? I host a show on WASU.
You do?
Yeah, it's called The Rollout. Do you like top 40 music?
Of course I do.
Well, guess what? I have your fix. I have the songs that are coming up on the charts. I have the next breakout artists and the songs you want to hear again and again.
That sounds great. When was it again?
It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 on 90.5 WASU or WASUradio.com.
The rollout.
Listen to The Rollout every Wednesday at 7 on 90.5 WASU.
What's up, guys? Here on App TV, The A Game is the only place where you can see highlights and updates on everything App State sports. I'm Braxton Critcher.
And I'm Ashley Smith, co-host of The A Game, where each and every Monday at 9 p.m. you can find the best coverage of all your favorite Mountaineer teams and in-depth reporting from the sidelines.
That also includes athlete interviews, a player of the week, and a chance for students to get involved with the Q&A game.
So join us each Monday on App TV for App State's only sports TV show.
Where the scissors at? Where's the tape? I don't know. You had it. No, I didn't.
Guys, what are you doing?
You said sports wrap. We're wrapping up presents for sports teams, right?
No, I meant Sports Wrap, the sports talk show on 90.5 WASU that airs every Tuesday, Thursday at 6, where we recap the biggest sports games and news from the week.
What did you say?
Well, what are you wrapping?
Oh, I'm just getting Tom Brady to play football. Maybe you can catch this. I'm just wrapping up LeBron's career in Cleveland and sending Isaiah Thomas a no-trade clause.
And I'm getting a choking hazard label for the Indians, Dodgers, and the Falcons. You think Dan Quinn will like this?
Come on, guys, time for actual sports wrap.
Falcons, Dodgers.
My name is Maggie Harper, and I host the App 1800, a podcast featuring the current events in Boone that you care about. Listen every Monday at 9 a.m. on 90.5 WASU after the morning app.
What time is it? I need to get up. I need to go for the show.
It's time for the morning app.
Welcome into the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
How you guys doing this morning? You can listen worldwide at WASUradio.com, live on App TV, or with the iHeartRadio app. And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Top of the morning to you here on the morning app. I've been dying to intro with that, but I knew Kristen would never allow it. But she's not here.
I like it personally.
Top of the morning to you.
Right?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
we'll need an
wasn't-
accent next time.
I wasn't bold enough to try it. I wasn't bold enough to try the accent, but I really like that intro. It's just different. Better than lovely.
Top of the morning to you.
It
I think I might start
in
saying it.
itself,
Or I'll say howdy.
it is lovely. Oh, I love Howdy. Howdy's such a good one.
Yes, it is. But it is time to talk about our favorite segment, love and relationships.
Oh.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No more.
And yes,
Well,
of course, as we do every show, we talk about relationships, giving you some advice if you're in one or you're not in one or it's just complicated in between. So we're here to help you out with that. And Dovey, what do you got for us today?
Man, today I'm going to talk about 8 things that aren't worth fighting about in your relationship.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you got to remember that there's other things to appreciate about the relationship, and these little things,
I'll be the judge of that.
Maybe it's not important. So, number 1, this article says flirting. Flirting. I guess if another person flirts with your boo, that's not something worth fighting about.
Right. I can see that.
Unless they're like clearly flirting back.
Yeah, if they're flirting back,
Yeah.
I'd question it. But at the same time, I don't know. If a girl's with me and like they saw me like talking to some other girl, I'd be like, 1, I can't flirt.
yeah.
2, I mean, they're not gonna like what I'm trying. I mean, like,
Right.
like it just doesn't work.
Because I think it happens so often in relationships where you're just by yourself, hanging out, like you're not with your significant other, you're just doing your thing,
Yeah.
with friends, and
Yeah.
they're like all flirty and stuff, and you're just like,
And sometimes you look
Back
cute
up.
that day.
yeah, like,
And,
back up, get away
I
from
look
me.
cute every day.
So, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Another one, money. Money's a little thing that's not really worth fighting about.
So is
necessarily.
it referring to like if somebody in the relationship's making more money than somebody else? Is that what it's referred to, or is it just like money
Yeah,
problems?
sharing money.
Okay.
I guess maybe even like if you are sharing money, like if it's being spent in a way that's not fair, it's a really easy fix. Just make a budget.
Yeah.
It's not really worth fighting about.
Yeah. See, I'm
per
not.
se.
I'm not a
Something to
fan of.
discuss.
I'm not a fan of joint bank accounts personally. Like when people get married
Yeah.
and have joint accounts, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with that because even though you make your money, I make my money, and if we need to, we can combine together and purchase something or whatever. But I feel like I should have my own account. You have your own account. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of joint bank accounts. That's just me.
Howie's.
How doesn't want to share?
He's
I don't like sharing. I'm
here's
stingy.
Hey, baby, listen, can you sign this contract to say that you have your bank account, I have my bank account?
I
just in
can't, man.
case.
That's my moolah. You're gonna take my moolah.
my money's in my top left drawer. Yours is in the top right.
Right there
Remember?
you go. Yeah. Don't touch mine.
So another one is personal time. Apparently, people have fights about personal time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's really easy for me to establish that, like, hey, babe, look, I need one night of just chilling out.
Yeah.
I need to take a bath. I need to watch Lord of the Rings, whatever.
Yeah, you just turn off your phone. You don't tell her where you go. Exactly. You need to get personal time.
No, I mean, like, I think it's really important to have time to yourself. Like, even if you, like, really care about someone, like, they're your best friend, like, I still think you need time to yourself, like, just as a human, like, not spending, like, time around people, like, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get
Insane.
that a lot. I'm just like, man, I hang out with y'all too much. I need to back up. I need my own night.
But
where I
it's
can
not
play
even,
video
like,
games.
it's not even, like, specific people for me. It's just, like, people in general. Like,
Yeah.
I just need, like, a break. Like, I need to watch a movie by myself and just chill. And,
Right, right.
I'm my own best friend.
Here's one. Chores. Even if you're not necessarily, I guess this is more specific for people that are moving in together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chores, I guess, aren't really worth fighting about. It kind of in the similar way, I guess, with like money. It's just like a responsibility you can establish.
Yeah,
You know?
chores. Interesting. I feel like that's one of the things you wouldn't really fight the most over anyway. It's kind of just like,
No, I
hey,
disagree
babe,
with that.
can you do the dishes? And then, yeah,
I
I'll do
think
them.
that moving in and like having to balance that out could be like a really frustrating thing, because when you're moving in with somebody, right? Let's say like you see being together in the long term.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn a lot of little things that you didn't see about whoever you're dating beforehand.
Before you
because
move in
now,
together,
now
yeah.
you get to see what their living habits are like.
Yeah.
Which is a really important like next step, in a way. So, it can be really frustrating if like the person you're already like really into and you really want to see yourself being in long term with like just doesn't do the laundry and stuff like that. You're probably like, but just gotta establish that real quick.
It's easy if both people like do the like. There's not like a set schedule. People just if they see something that needs done, they do it. Like that's the best relationship. But you have people who are like, oh, I'll leave all my stuff here and won't clean it up. Oh, I'll let the trash can just be full and not take it out or anything. Like that's frustrating. But if you both work together, you can be one cohesive unit and stay in love forever.
Yes, of course.
Here's a real big one. Old news. Like old exes, old relationships.
Oh man, this is something that there should not be even discussion when you're dating somebody else. You should
keep it away.
Don't bring your ex up unless it's like a story that involves them. Then that's fine. But if you're like bringing them up, saying my ex did this, my ex did that, that's just doesn't vibe with me. I'm like, you're with me now,
right?
I'm your ex, so don't talk about your ex like that. Don't do that.
You don't even think that when you guys are like comfortable, maybe engaged and married, like you want to tell. Like your significant other, like you're really into each other, you love each other. You want to tell them like, oh, look how my ex screwed me over. Like, look, like this happened to me. Like any small story like that.
I feel like that's something to talk about before you start dating them about how their past was. But other than that, like it shouldn't be not mentioned at all, but not a lot. It shouldn't be talked about a lot. Like every now and then, sure, but not a lot because they're an ex for a reason. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
so.
You definitely shouldn't compare like your ex to your current significant other.
Definitely don't compare that.
Yeah, it's never gonna have anything good come out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one is old habits, things that your partner is just they've been doing it their whole life, and it's a little habit. It might be like a pet peeve of yours, but you got to be patient with it.
Like biting your nails.
Yeah, like it's maybe you can like point it out, but like you can't expect an old habit to just disappear overnight. You kind of have to be a little bit more, patient.
Yeah, and it depends what it is too, because you can work with them on it and help them get out of that habit too. So yeah, that's something that shouldn't be fought over too.
And lastly, friends.
Ooh.
You're obviously not gonna like every single person on the planet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But gotta respect your girlfriend, your boyfriend's friends.
Yeah. Even if you don't vibe well with their friends,
it's okay.
It's fine. Let them have their own time. That's why you have to have your own personal time where you're hanging out with your friends or by yourself, while hanging out with their friends or by themselves. So.
And another quick thing, like my girlfriend always said that there's this idea that if you were to take a helium balloon, like a helium inflated balloon, and you were to taking the helium so the pitch of your voice gets really high.
Where are we going, Dovey?
If you can't have an argument with a straight face, like with your voice up at that high pitch, then that means that fight is not worth having. If that makes sense.
Right.
If you laugh or smile, then that means why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you can stay serious, then that means this is something.
Wow.
If in a way.
Wasn't sure where you're going with that.
We never tried it. We don't really fight that much, but
I like it.
It's a cool idea.
Wow.
Little tip for you.
Today I learned. I learned a lot today. I learned about the helium balloon. I learned NASCAR isn't a sport.
You were 0 for 4.
What an educational day.
Definitely go over to our Morning App Facebook page and comment if you think NASCAR is a sport. Either you're on my team or you're on #TeamEveryoneElse. So definitely go comment, like our Facebook page, The Morning App. And Kristen will be back on Monday. But thank you to Katie for stepping in. Hopefully she'll be a regular next year as well. And of course, shout out to our producer Natalie Broom as always. But we'll be back Monday for another edition of The Morning App.